Hey guys, today we'll be comparing two guitar pedals, and both of these pedals are clean boosts, but also can be tone conditioner type pedals for your rig. Both of these pedals are based upon the Maestro Echoplex EP3 echo delay, a tape echo delay that was made back in the 1960s and 1970s and used by guitar players like Jimmy Page and Eddie Van Halen and Eric Johnson. To give them a sort of, not just for the tape delay, but the preamp in the Maestro Echoplex gave them a bit of tone conditioning as well. So the preamp would kind of color their tone in a way that they enjoyed. So yeah, even if the tape echo was off, they can still enjoy a little bit of color to their tone. And that's what these pedals are trying to do here. They're trying to impart a bit of the magic that the Maestro Echoplex EP3 preamp added to the tone. So you can also buy the actual Maestro Echoplex echo part, or the delay part. Those are in separate pedals. So I have two different pedals here. So here we have the Dunlop EP101. This is just the preamp section of the Maestro Echoplex. And you can also buy the tape echo delay section as well. That's called the EP103, and if you put them together, that's the full Maestro Echoplex sound. This one retails for, I think, about $130 US. And here we have the Catalinbread Epoch Boost, which is also emulating just the front end or preamp section of the Maestro Echoplex. And you can also get it with the delay part combined in one pedal, which is called the Catalinbread Epoch, which I also did a video on before. So yeah, both of these pedals are trying to replicate only the front end of the Maestro Echoplex, which is pretty interesting. I also used to have the Exotic EP Booster, which also did something similar as well. But today we'll be comparing these two. I mean, both of these two are, this one is $150, this is $130, so they're similarly priced. You can tell that the artwork is actually pretty similar as well. Both of them take, obviously, inspiration from the Maestro Echoplex, which Dunlop actually owns the rights to. So Dunlop is the company that bought the rights to the Maestro Echoplex name, which is why they're the only ones who can actually use the Echoplex logo and name here. But then Catalinbread is trying to do something similar by evoking a similar sort of art on here as well. I'd say both of these are similar. Maybe they're a bit different though, because they're different pedals, so I'm going to test it out today to see what's exactly different about them. Yeah, the Epoch Boost costs about $20 more. We'll have to see what that $20 extra gives us. It does give us an extra knob here though. So the Dunlop, it only has one knob, which is gain. So it contains that tone conditioning part of the preamp, but also it'll give you up to 11 decibels of boost, clean boost. And then the Catalinbread Epoch Boost has two knobs here, preamp and boost. So the preamp will, I guess this is the level of the internal preamp circuitry in there, or how much you want it to take effect or color your sound, I think. And then the boost part will give you up to, I think, 20 decibels of boost. So this will actually give you more boost. And I believe this has an internal voltage upping circuit, which will up the voltage from 9 volts to 22 volts, I think. I don't think the Dunlop has something similar. So the Dunlop, I don't think, does anything like that. So yeah, there's slight differences in the circuit, but both of these pedals proclaim to get you the Maestro EP3 Echoplex preamp sound, or tone conditioning type of sound. So we'll have to see how well that works. And again, this is not the only pedals that can do this. There's a lot of tone conditioning pedals out there. There's like the Exotic EP Booster, like I mentioned, but there's also the Keeley Katana. There's the J-Rocket Lenny. There's a lot of really nice clean boosts that will add also a tone conditioning effect on your sound, which will make your tone sound better, supposedly. So let's see how these two pedals actually work. I only have one other pedal in my chain right now, which is just a slight bit of reverb. I'm just going to add a little bit of reverb, not that much, so it doesn't color the sound too much. And I'm using a Duesenberg Alliance guitar, so I have both a P90 pickups and mini humbucker pickups, so you guys can hear them both. So this is my clean tone. Okay, this is the clean tone from my P90s. And I'm using a Milkman 1 watt plus amp right now, which is a Fender type of amp. And then this is my mini humbucker sound from the bridge. So you guys can hear what the clean tone is like. Neck pickup, bridge pickup. Both pickups on. that's basically what my clean tone is like. Okay, now I'm going to turn the Dunlop EP101 on. So this is with the neck pickup, which is the P90. Then you can hear the bridge, the mini humbucker. Then you can hear both pickups on. Okay. So again, P90 neck. Bridge, a mini humbucker, and middle, which both pickups. Okay, and if we put the gain down to 0, yeah, this actually doesn't do anything. It'll actually completely mute the guitar actually if you put the gain down to 0, which is interesting. I would think if you put the gain down to 0, you would still be able to hear the natural sound of the guitar, but it's not an additive gain. Apparently, it's not additive boost. I mean, not gain. Although it actually says gain. Yeah, it's not additive. It seems like it just controls the master volume of my guitar. Interestingly enough. Okay, so we have it at 5. We put it all the way up to 6. Oh yeah, 9 actually. Put it all the way up to 9. Definitely boost your sound. So again, up to 5, and I think up to 5 will give us the original sound of the guitar without boosting it too much. So again, no Echoplex, no EP101 right now. With the EP101. It's a very subtle effect. The effect of the Maestro EP3 kind of preamp is a very subtle effect. I think it adds a little bit more highs, but only slightly. So that's why it's hard to notice for a lot of people. But no, people who care about tone will notice it. So with the EP101 off, the EP101 on. Then the humbucker. Middle pickup off, on. Okay. So yeah, adds a little bit of brightness, a little bit of upper end and sparkle, I think, but it's very subtle. All right, now for the Epoch Boost. If I had the boost turned up to the middle and preamp turned up to middle right now. So again, this is the sound of my clean tone of my P90s. And then here's with the Epoch Boost on. Okay, and then my humbucker off. And with the Epoch Boost on. Middle, off, with on. Okay, if we turn down the boost. Okay, so it seems like unlike the EP101, if I turn the gain or boost down to nothing, my signal still comes through, whereas with the EP101, if I turn the gain down to 0, it'll actually completely cut off the signal in my guitar. So it's almost like acting as the master volume for the entire signal, which is kind of weird. I would expect the Echoplex, the EP101, to be adding gain, but not taking away anything. It shouldn't be acting as the master volume for the entire signal, but it looks like it is. So that's really weird. I didn't know that it's acting as the master for the entire signal, but the Epoch Boost doesn't do that. See, if I turn the boost down to nothing, it shouldn't be. Or maybe the preamp is. Okay, interesting. Okay, and if I turn... Okay, and if I turn the boost down... comes through. But then if I turn the preamp down, then yeah, my entire signal is off, just like the Dunlop EP101. So I'm guessing these two knobs in conjunction pretty much function the same as this one knob on the EP101. So that's what this one knob is doing, is that the preamp is basically a mastering control over the entire signal. Same thing as the EP101, this one knob is also acting as the mastering over the entire signal, but it's also functioning as the boost output at the same time. Whereas the Epoch Boost has the boost control separate from the preamp. So it's a little bit more granular that way. So turn the preamp up to full, but if I turn the boost down, like, so this is actually a setting that I don't think exists on the EP101. If I just want to have the full preamp effect, but I don't want any boost at all, this is what I get. But I can't do that on the Dunlop preamp. If I want the full control, I have to boost it up. So I can't separate the boost from the preamp level, I guess. If I want the preamp level to be full, I guess it has to be, yeah, full boost. Or maybe the preamp is just at 100% all the time. So maybe it's like this. So it's on all the time at 100%, and then this one knob now is functioning the exact same as this knob, essentially. Well, actually that's not true, because if I turn the preamp down, yeah, no signal at all. Whereas the Dunlop will actually control that. Okay, so yeah, I would say the Dunlop one knob is similar to the two knobs here at the same time. So that's what it's doing. All right, so that's the Epoch Boost versus the EP101. I guess if you want to hear a more direct comparison, again, it's the neck pickup of a P90 clean, and then with the EP101 turned on. And then with the Epoch Boost turned on. It sounds louder, but interesting, it sounds louder. I think it's because it has more boost. It has 20 decibels of boost, whereas the EP101 has only 11. So if I want to match the level of boost from both. So that's 5, it sounds about this loud. And then the Epoch, if I turn it down, maybe to about here. It's about same. Okay, it's about similar. Okay, so now I have it to about similar to the EP101. Okay, so let's try that again. P90s, nothing turned on, just the regular sound. And then EP101 turned on. Okay, and then with the Epoch Boost turned on. Okay, now bridge pickup, which is a humbucker. EP101. Epoch Boost. Okay. Middle pickup, no effect. We have both pickups on rather. EP101. Okay, Epoch Boost. It's fairly similar, I'd say. Again, the effect is very subtle, so it might be hard to tell the exact differences between these two. I mean, obviously, I think the tone conditioning part is fairly similar between these two. I think the Epoch Boost may be a little bit more versatile because you can separate the preamp level from the boost level, whereas the EP101 only has one knob, but then again, this one is simpler. They both take up about the same amount of space though, so it's not like, yeah, the actual case is smaller or anything. The Epoch Boost apparently does have an internal voltage upper, or upscaler, but I'm not sure how much I can hear the difference there. To me, yeah, it sounds pretty similar. What if I turn them both on, just out of curiosity? Does it double condition my tone or what? EP101. Epoch Boost. Yeah, pretty similar, I'd say. Yeah, I don't know which one. Okay, so let's see, EP101. Pretty similar, I'd say. Yeah, so what do you guys think? Which one sounds better to your ears? The Catalinbread Epoch Boost or the Dunlop Echoplex preamp? EP101. So yeah, to me, pretty similar actually in terms of the actual Echoplex EP3 preamp type of effect. I mean, it should be because they both claim to be the same effect. Yeah, I'm not sure how exactly different the circuits are. Of course, the Epoch Boost also has more of a boost. It has 20 decibels of boost. The Echoplex only has 11. So I can put that full. You can see how big it sounds like. If I turn up the Epoch to everything up to full, that's what you get. Definitely more power on tap here. It goes all the way up to 20 decibels. This one only has, EP101 only has 11 decibels on tap. So I would say that's probably the biggest difference that's noticeable to me. is that the Epoch Boost, you can adjust the preamp and the boost separately, and you can go up to 20 decibels, whereas the EP101 from Dunlop only goes up to 11 decibels, and everything's controlled on one dial. So to me, that's the biggest difference. The sound-wise, pretty similar, I'd say. Yeah, I can't tell. Like it's the original effect is subtle, anyways. But then you have two devices that claim to do the same thing, so it gets even more subtle. But yeah, those of you with good ears, maybe you can tell me if there's actually a difference. To me, the effect is pretty similar. One thing I forgot to demonstrate about the Catalinbread Epoch Boost is that the preamp control actually works a little bit more differently than I expected. So it's not just a pure volume control, it's also a frequency selector as well. So up until noon, so up until the middle position here, it's going to be a pure volume control, but then once you go past noon, it's going to be more of a frequency selector. So that's how Catalinbread says it anyways, and I guess that's how the original Maestro Echoplex EP3 worked. The preamp control is up until noon, it's volume, and then after noon, it's like a frequency booster, I guess. And then the boost is just the pure decibel boost on top of that. So that makes the Epoch Boost really interesting, actually. So yeah, I'm not sure if the Dunlop EP101 does the same thing. But maybe Dunlop just has like a preset amount of frequency that they're boosting. But definitely the Catalinbread is going to be more versatile. So let's try it out again. This is my clean sound on the neck pickup right now. Okay, and I'm using a P90 pickup right now. Echoplex turned on with the gain set to about noon. Right, we can turn that all the way up to 11 decibels of boost. With the Dunlop one, you can't separate the boost from the actual preamp control, so you can't tailor how much of the preamp effect goes into it like you can on the Epoch Boost. So when you turn it up, you have to get the boost in addition to the Echoplex preamp type of coloring. The Epoch Boost, on the other hand, so everything turned up to middle. About as loud, well, louder actually than the same setting on the EP101. If I turn up the boost, to full, it's going to be a full 20 decibels of boost. Not to mention it has an internal voltage doubler as well. And the preamp right now is, like I said, this is volume, lower volume, I can adjust this separately from the boost. I can turn the boost all the way down and just have the volume actually. No boost and just wanted to have the preamp effect by itself, I can do this. I could turn the boost down and I just want to have the preamp effect by itself, then I can just use this preamp control all the way up to noon. But then if I want the frequency selector where it boosts certain frequencies, apparently it's the loudest around here, around 2 to 3 o'clock. That'll give you the frequency boost and also the loudest perceived volume, and I guess if you go all the way like this, boost certain frequencies that the original EP3 Echoplex preamp control did. This is with no boost. Right. Once I turn the boost up, what you hear, and everything up. Definitely a lot more on tap compared to the Dunlop. If I turn Dunlop all the way up. EP101 at full volume, Epoch Boost at full volume. Okay, so yeah, definitely more boost on tap and also more versatile as well. The preamp control. So I would say the Catalinbread Epoch Boost is more versatile. It's got a few more tricks compared to the EP101. The EP101 is a very basic Echoplex type of pedal. So yeah, the EP101 is a very basic Maestro Echoplex preamp pedal, and it gives you a basic boost as well. But the Epoch Boost is a little bit more interesting. It gives you a few more tricks, I think, with the preamp setting. And it also gives you more total boost on tap as well, right? I've used the EP101 for many years, and I think it's a very fine boost pedal, but I do think that the Catalin Epoch Boost, with its versatility, I think is it's going to be my preferred boost from now on. Yeah, I think the Epoch Boost is more versatile. Yeah, I find myself preferring the Epoch Boost a little bit more. Not to say that the EP101 isn't a good pedal, it's just a more basic pedal. But the Epoch Boost, a little bit more functionality and a few more tricks on it. So I think I prefer the Catalinbread Epoch Boost a little bit more, but that's just me. I don't know what you guys think. Would you prefer the Catalinbread? $150. You get a few more controls. The preamp also acts as a frequency selector, so you get more granular control over that. In addition to more boost, 20 decibels of boost, internal voltage doubler there, or the Dunlop Echoplex for $20 less at $130 gives you basic just one control that controls both the preamp level and the boost on top of that. So which one would you guys get? Let me know in the comment section below, and as always, thanks for watching.